Hello students, you are welcome in Limits and Derivatives chapter 13 part 6. Now we were doing questions based on the identity limit x tends to 0 of sin x upon x. We know it is equal to 1. Now this is one example to understand this identity. Limit x tends to 0 of sin x degree upon x. Now because at 0 it is 0 upon 0 form, but directly we cannot apply this identity because this x and this x in denominator both are having different units, this x in degrees and this x in radians. So here we have to change the units, either convert this degrees into radians or convert this radians into degrees using the conversion in trigonometry we have done. So x radians, that will be equal to x into 180 upon pi degrees. So it means this x can be removed by 180 into x upon pi degrees. Now try to reduce it into standard form. Still this is x and this is 180x upon into 180 upon pi into x. So this is constant term, so that can be written like this: sin x degree upon x degree. Now write limit with the variable with this function pi upon 180 into limit x tends to 0 of sin x degree upon x degree. Now this is a standard form and now it is equal to 1. So answer is pi upon 180. So we have to apply the limits like this. Similarly, and you consider another example to understand the application of this formula. Limit x tends to 0 sin square x upon x square. This function can be written like this: sin x upon x when limit x tends to 0 whole square. Now this is a standard form now and this is equal to 1. So it is equal to 1. So we can directly apply the formula here. If it is sin square x, then we must have x square here. If we have sin square 2x, then we must have 2x whole square here. So I hope it is clear to you. Question number 14 now. This is limit x tends to 0 of sin ax upon bx, a and b not equal to 0. Now we will reduce numerator and denominator to standard form. To reduce into standard form, we must have ax with sin ax in denominator. Similarly, bx with sin bx in denominator. So multiply sin ax by ax and divide it. So divide and multiply this by ax. We can write like this. Similarly, divide sin bx and multiply it by bx like this. And we can write these terms separately because these are now standard forms. We can cancel this x. So apply algebra of limits to it before applying the standard formula. Limit x tends to 0 sin ax upon ax. Similarly, denominator into a upon b. There is no variable here, so that's why there is no need to write down limit with this function. If we have x here, then we have to write limit. So now this is 1, this is also 1 into a upon b. So answer is a upon b. Sorry. So I hope it is clear. Now move on to question number 15. Limit x tends to pi of sin pi minus x upon pi into pi minus x. We cannot apply the formula here because limit x this is not in the standard form, you can check. So to reduce into standard form, we will replace x by pi plus h, where h is the variable. So you can assume pi plus y also. So here pi plus h. So in the limits, h represents a small value. So that's why it is h here, very, very small value. Because x is approaching pi, this is not exactly pi. And h is very, very small, you can say. So you can replace this by h. So x is equal to pi plus h. You find value of h, which will be x minus pi. And you have to change the limits. When x tends to pi, then h will tend to 0. you can try to replace x by pi, so h will be 0. When x approaching pi, then h approaches 0. So it means when you change the variable, you have to change the limits like this. So pi minus x, replace it by h, sin h upon h into pi, when limit h tends to 0, so change the limits, write the limit like this separately. Now this is standard form and it will be equal to 1, so answer is 1 upon pi. So that's all in this question 15. So I hope it is clear. So now the next question, question number 16. Limit x tends to 0, cos x upon pi minus x. You check at x 0, we are having 0 cos, it is 1 upon pi. This is not indeterminate form. So that's why there is no need to eliminate this to the standard form, to reduce it to the standard form. So it means this is the answer. So we have to check before simplification, we are getting indeterminate form or not. If indeterminate, then standard form. Otherwise, you will get the answer directly. Question number 17. Evaluate limit x tends to 0, cos 2x minus 1 upon cos minus 1. We will apply formula of trigonometry. 1 minus cos 2x is 2 sine square a, 1 minus cos 2a is 2 sine square a. On the right hand side, this is half of this angle. So we have to take minus common, so minus of 2 sine square x. Denominator minus of 2 sine square x by 2. This 2 can be cancelled and minus sign also. Now we have to write this in standard form. To write in the standard form, we have to divide and multiply it by x square like this. Similarly, to reduce this denominator into standard form, divide and multiply it by x upon 2 whole square. It will be x square by 4. So now simplify this part. It will be 4 upon x square. Write limits both these functions separately. This x square is cancelled. There is no need to write limit with this function. If x is there, then we will write down the limits, otherwise there is no need. So now you can apply standard form. This is 1, this is also 1. So it is 1 into 4, so 4 is the answer. So I hope this 17 question is clear. Question number 18. Limit x tends to 0, ax plus x into cos x upon b sin x. We will reduce into standard form, so because it is sin x, so at x0 we are getting here a 0 upon 0 form, indeterminate form. So that's why we will apply standard form in sin x. To apply standard form, we will divide numerator and denominator by x. So divide numerator and denominator by x like this. Write the terms separately. A plus cos x after cancellation divided by b into sin x upon x. Now apply algebra of limits. Write limit with the numerator and denominator separately, and then apply the limits. So you can apply at x0, we are getting it is a plus 1, cos 0 is 1, so a plus 1. You can apply bracket here to avoid mistakes. Similarly, this is standard form, so this will be equal to 1, so b into 1. So answer is a plus 1 upon b. I hope it is clear. Now question number 21. So this is the last question for today. Limit x tends to 0 of cosecant x minus cotangent x. You change into sin cos, 1 minus cos x upon sin x. Now apply the formula which we have used in the previous question. 1 minus cos x is 2 sin square x by 2. Use sin 2x formula here in sin x. It will be 2 sin x by 2 cos x by 2. After cancellation, it is tangent x by 2. And here we are not getting indeterminate form. It is 0. 0 is the answer. Here you can check at x0 it is 0 upon 0. So that's why this simplification is required. So I hope it is clear. So homework for today, you try the questions up to 21. So that's all for today. Thank you.